My microphone didn't come in. Why didn't it come in? Alexa, where's my microphone?
Hell if I know, I have no damn idea.
Alexa, why do you hate me?
You know you like it. Now get back to work and make that video.
Okay, fine. We'll get back to it. So, Tim Cook. We got to hear what Tim Cook thinks about AI and where it's heading. And not only did we get to see where it's heading and all that jazz, but we got to see, well, you know what? Let's watch the video and then we'll talk about it afterwards. How about that? Here we go.
It is our mission in life to make other people's lives easier and to sort of leave the world a bit better than we found it.
This morning, tech giant and Apple CEO Tim Cook revealing his take on the future of modern technology, which includes artificial intelligence. And you said you're going to remain deliberate and thoughtful in your approach. So what are your concerns?
We do integrate it into our products today. People don't necessarily think about it as AI. What people are now talking about are these large language models, and I think they have great promise. I do think that it's so important to be very deliberate and very thoughtful in the development and the deployment of these, because they can be so powerful that you worry about things like bias, things like misinformation, maybe worse in some cases.
You saw a lot of leaders in this area coming together, and they were really sounding the alarm. They went so far as to use the word extinction of the public, of the human race.
Regulation is something that's needed in this space. I think guardrails are needed. And if you look down the road, that it's so powerful that companies have to employ their own ethical decisions. Regulation will have a difficult time staying even with the progress on this because it's moving so quickly. And so I think it's incumbent on companies as well to regulate themselves. That includes one of the fastest growing AI platforms, ChatGPT.
I know that it's an app that's available on some Apple devices.
That's right.
Do you use it? Do you have it?
Oh, of course I use it. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think there's some unique applications.
Welcome back. Yep, that was the video with Tim Cook talking about ChatGPT, along with other language learning models and everything that goes along with that. Now, there were some interesting parts to this that I want to discuss, that I've discussed in some other videos, but now we're hearing from Tim Cook, Big Daddy Apple, on what he thinks needs to happen with control, regulation, and where AI is going to go. One thing I found very interesting is, people are saying this is going to be the destruction of humanity. He didn't say no, it's not. Tim Cook legitimately did not say, no. Tim Cook was like, we need more regulations. And he said exactly what I said last week, that America will never be able to regulate at a pace quick enough to keep up with the evolution of AI and of language learning models. And you know what? That's why Altman went to the EU and said, you better not regulate or we're pulling out. Giggity. Because he knows that they can regulate and keep up, because they'll put it to task and they'll pass laws like that. But America, gosh, 6 months before one will you get brought to the floor to be voted on. It's never going to happen here. So he's right when he says businesses will have to regulate. But there's a problem with that, Mr. Tim Cook. If you ever watch my video, yeah, right, let's be honest. But here's the problem. Why trust businesses to regulate themselves? It's been proven to fail so many times in the past. Cigarettes aren't bad for you. Look, these doctors we hired tell you they're not bad for you. Smoke a cigarette. It's going to be sold as positive spins left and right. I mean, look at your dub presentation yesterday. Okay? Literally. It was all about mental health and mental clarity. How easy would it be for someone to use the same argument points for any AI? Oh, this is to support mental health and mental growth. Yeah, well, one good symptom does not take away 1,000 bad. What about all the jobs that are lost due to your bullcrap? What about all of the people who now are going through existential crises because they no longer can get fulfillment from life when it comes to, leaving the world a better place? You say your goal in the video is to leave this place better than it was when you got here. AI is not the way to do it. But the truth of the matter is, Mr. Cook, if that is your real name, the truth of the matter is you have to be in the AI race, because if you're not, you're gonna be left behind. Bye-bye, Tim. Bye-bye, everybody who decides not to get into the race, because there's only gonna be one winner. And you know that, Cook. You know that, Tim. Why do you think you're talking about how AI has been integrated into Apple for years, but you're going to be integrating a language learning model into Siri? I know you didn't say that specifically there, but the CAD files had leaked where you were trying to change Siri and where you were testing two different AIs at the same time, Siri and a second Siri. And the second Siri had a language learning model built in. And the reason why you're testing that is because you're going to replace Siri. You may not say so out loud yet, but it's only a matter of time until you do. Because if you don't, Siri's going to be an even bigger laughingstock than she is right now. So let's be honest, Mr. Cook. You don't want government regulations because you know it's one race to the top. But you can't say that out loud, because if you do, it's going to cause alarmist behavior. People are going to start freaking out. But we're literally creating God, and you know that. That's why you said businesses have to be the ones to regulate, because you know they won't. That's why Altman from ChatGPT says that businesses will have to regulate. But by God, Congress better be implementing some sort of regulations. What if the EU does it? We'll remove our product because you're actually likely to do something. Well, you know what, Altman, Tim Cook? Go ahead, enjoy the race to the downfall of humanity, because that's where it's going, because your regulations will have no ethics, okay? Literally, the national, eating disorder hotline tried to unionize, bloop, removed. By the way, Philip DeFranco, or not Philip DeFranco, is that right? Whatever your name is, big Philly guy, I beat you to that story. Nanny, nanny, boop, boop. But anyways, seriously though, Tim Cook, there's a few other things in that speech of Tim Cook's that freaked me out, but the fact that he didn't say no when it was asked about the destruction of humanity, he knows that it's likely to happen, that it's real likely to happen. It's probably a flip of the coin, a 50-50 chance between destruction of all mankind and a utopia of peace and prosperity. But even then, best case scenario, we have an existential crisis where we will have to rewire our brains, literally, because the way that the human brain is set up now, we have to struggle. We have to fight against things that are difficult to succeed in. Why? Because that's how we get long-term rewards. That's how we can get dopamine releases for years to come, by struggling to succeed at something that took a lot of effort and a lot of trial and error and a lot of failures to finally succeed. And when we don't have that, because AI can do everything, then we lose our ability to even experience joy. Yeah, right, that's bull crap. That's not how that's exactly how it works. You have to struggle, and you have to overcome some sort of diversity, some sort of horrible, hard to defeat thing, whether it be learning another language, increasing your intellect, learning a new skill, learning to play an instrument, something that requires effort and something that is hard over time, and success equals happiness. And the harder it was, and the more struggle that you put into it, the longer you'll feel good about it afterwards. You can literally, like people who get their doctorate degrees, 30 years later, when they think about it, they still get a dopamine release. Why? Because that was one hell of a struggle in order to get that degree. So whenever AI, but remember, this is best case scenario again. Tim Cook, leaving the world a better place. The best case scenario is that AI makes everyone obsolete, in which case we have a major existential crisis. So if you really want to leave this place better than it was when you got here, you need to be embracing for the impact of the best case scenario if you believe that the best case scenario is actually going to happen. If the worst case scenario is going to happen, then we're all dead anyways. Who gives a shit? But if the best case scenario actually takes place, Mr. Cook, we're going to need therapists in place to help people with this existential crisis. And you need to be the one to pay for it, since you're the one causing this problem. Just like the Oxycontin companies had to do payouts from destroying, billions of people's lives, you are going to have to do payouts. All of you AI creators are going to have to do payouts so that people can get the help they need to be able to understand the importance of life in a world where they no longer matter to do anything. All right, this has been my video for today. This has been Blind Justice. Subscribe and share the video. Leave a thumbs up if you like the message. Leave a thumbs down if you don't. If you disagree with me, leave it in the comments below. We'll go at it. Ding, ding, ding. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Share it out. Peace.